You ever have one of those dreams that just sticks with you? I mean, for your entire life? Not just some fleeting idea, but a really detailed vision for something you know could make a real difference. Well, let's get into it, because today we're going to look at the blueprint for a totally unique kind of community center, one that was literally born from a lifetime of dreaming.
It really all starts with this one simple, powerful thought. See, this isn't some corporate 5-year plan or a government project. It's a deeply personal vision for a place where imagination is the whole point. A workshop literally built for dreamers.
So, you gotta ask, right? Where does a spark like that even come from? Well, to really understand what this whole thing is about, we kind of have to rewind the tape a little and look at the personal story that kicked it all off.
I mean, think about it for a second. The person behind this realized that, as a kid, if you were into sports, the world was basically set up for you. You had teams, fields, coaches, the whole shebang. But what if your thing was building stuff or messing around with amateur science? Yeah, those things were usually something you did alone. This entire project started from the simple idea of changing that.
And this is where the idea starts to get a lot bigger. It pivots away from just one person's childhood and asks a way more profound question, a question about who we are as people and why we have this deep-seated need to make things.
The whole project, everything, is built on this one core belief. It's a pushback against the idea that we're just random products of chance, just matter and time. The philosophy here says, no, wait a minute, there's something more going on, a purpose.
And that belief? It's not just a tagline. It blossoms into a whole philosophy. So this next part is all about the why behind this workshop, this deep-seated conviction that human beings are, by our very nature, creative.
Which brings us to this key concept, the created creator. Now, the idea here isn't just about inventing gadgets or painting pictures. It's about being good stewards, caring for the world around us. It sees everything, art, science, even just being compassionate, as flowing from that same creative, maybe even divine spark.
Okay, so we've got the personal dream and we've got the big philosophy. But what would this place actually be like? This is where we get into the really fun stuff, the practical, hands-on vision for what could happen inside these walls.
Just imagine walking into a place where you could build your own kaleidoscope and take it home, or learn model building. And get this, they want a Boodle box, which is basically a treasure chest of cool junk just waiting for you to invent something amazing with it. You could even start a junk band with homemade instruments. It's all about play.
And it's not just arts and crafts, not by a long shot. There's a huge focus on science for everyone. We're talking a micro zoo with stuff like ant farms and sea monkeys, or a whole station where you can take apart old electronics and just tinker. It's about getting your hands dirty with science.
Now this might be the most incredible part of the whole vision. Forget a boring old gym. Picture a fantasy heroes training center. It's for anyone who hates treadmills. We're talking obstacle courses, safe mock battles, and even a room that uses simple physics, like levers and pulleys, to simulate superpowers. It turns fitness into an actual adventure.
Okay, so right about now you might be thinking, this sounds amazing, but it's just a dream, right? It's a long way off. Well, that's the thing. The argument here is that this project isn't starting from zero. The foundation is already in place.
The whole strategy is based on that classic folktale, Stone Soup. You know the one. A person shows up with just a stone and a pot. But that one small contribution inspires everybody in the village to add their own ingredient, a carrot here, an onion there, and before you know it, you've got a feast for the whole community.
And here is the absolute key. The stone for the soup isn't a metaphor, it's real, and it's huge. The founder has already spent years, a lifetime really, collecting a massive inventory of materials, science stuff, tech stuff, arts, books. It's all there, ready to go. This isn't starting with an empty room. It's starting with a treasure chest.
And we're not just talking about some paint and glue. We are talking about lasers, a plasma ball, drones, model rocket kits, electronic keyboards, aquariums for that micro zoo. The list just goes on and on. The physical stuff isn't just a dream on paper. It exists. It's just waiting for a home.
All right, so the dream is there, the philosophy is solid, and the stone is already in the pot. So, what's next? This final part is really just an open invitation, an invitation for the community to come and help build the rest.
The plan to make this happen is actually beautifully simple. Just 3 steps. It starts with 1. That's already done. The idea and all those materials are here.
The next step is to become many, to find other people who hear this and think, yes, I get it. And the final step? Just work together. Combine what everyone brings to the table and make it real.
So what ingredients are still missing from the soup? Well, first, it needs a pot, a physical space, like an empty storefront or a small building. It needs a chef, a leader, to get a nonprofit organized. It needs people to help gather more veggies, fundraisers and supporters. And, most importantly, it needs you, the community, bringing your own unique skills and ideas. And that really brings us to the final and most important question. This whole thing isn't just an idea to admire, it's an invitation to join in. It leaves you wondering, in a project that's built by everyone, for everyone, what part would you play? What would you bring to the soup?